Ultra Instinct Psy is instantly cooler than Super Saiyan 4. Thank you. Thank you. MUI never you know, we were doing so well. What is up, guys? It's Lil Kiki here, and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna be looking at our DBZ Reddit's Dragon Ball hot take. I want to do this maybe like once a month. Maybe if this gets enough comments, I'll do a YouTube Dragon Ball hot take. Leave your Dragon Ball hot takes in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to do a video on that. Before we get into this video, make sure y'all subscribe if you're new to Become a Z Warrior. I'm shooting for the stars for this one, but my goal is to hit 10K by 2027. Let's get into the video. The pacing most people complain about in Z is part of why I think the show is so great. Music fades out, dialogue stare down, a leaf blows across the frame in the wind, huge amounts of tension driven from knowing it's about to go down, but not quite yet. Music kicks back in, final line of dialogue, and it's go time. It's like a western or samurai flick. It knows how powerful a storytelling tool silence can be. Oh, I love this take! Which is why I vastly prefer the Kikuchi score. It's not that the team at Falconer produced bad music. I really like a lot of it, and not just for nostalgia's sake. But having score wall to wall is too much. Nothing can ever breathe. Thank you! Not to regurgitate what he said or nothing. That's why I prefer Kikuchi too, because it feels like in Falconer, and again, I love the Falconer score. Nothing could ever breathe. There was no silence. It was always a every fucking second. Look, it's fire, but not right now. Like, maybe at a different scene, please, but no, it's just every fucking 2 seconds. It just really depends on what people grew up with. Nostalgia, I guess music tastes, I don't know. I don't really have nothing to battle this with, so W hot take, I'm gonna give you a vote. Frieza shouldn't have been brought back in Super. He should have stayed dead for good after Trunks diced him up like a tomato. Tammy She-Hole, that's a crazy username. I kind of agree, and low-key, I feel like people hated Revival of F because it was kind of done a little shitty, and they hold Vegeta, alright? Like, I'm not a Vegeta fan, as y'all like to call it. Vegeta should have gotten at least that W. Out of all the half W's he's gotten but not gotten, he should have gotten that one. When Frieza was like, nah, I'm gonna just blow up the planet. And out of everyone that was there, he killed Vegeta. Alright, I'm getting off topic, but Frieza is just not my favorite villain like a lot of y'all's, and that's fine. That's my opinion. Y'all have your opinion, okay? But yeah, I feel like after the Tournament of Power, there's been a horde of new Frieza fans, and I get it. It's not the same Frieza that came back in Revival of F. It's not the same Frieza that came back in the Android Saga, and it's not the Frieza from the Namek Saga at all. If you compare the Namek Saga Frieza to now Frieza, totally different. Ooh. Oh shit! Hotter take. Frieza should not have been brought back at all after the culmination of the Namek Saga. Goku versus Frieza was peak, and Frieza got the exact end he deserved. Bringing him back only serves to weaken that story. I think they should have found a different way to introduce future Trunks and the Android Saga other than a Frieza beatdown. Black Frieza is dragging it now. Yeah, okay, you know what? Tournament of Power Frieza, fine. Black Frieza, while that's funny as fuck, low-key, we had Moro, we had Granola, and Granola said, nah, I'ma just stay back. Like, why would you stay back after all this? All this lore we done learned, like, nah, you better stay here. I feel like them fighting Frieza damn near 4 or 5 times at this point, it's a little bit much. We love Frieza, I tolerate Frieza, I get it, but can we let that chapter rest? Frieza is one of the major villains. To me, it is more iconic for them to make a name for themselves, stapled in the series, and then just move on. Considering how Saiyans are, Raditz was actually being nice to Goku. You could say that, actually. While Raditz definitely is far from good, at least he didn't fucking kill Gohan right on the spot. He's like, look, I'm gonna kidnap your son. You got 24 hours to kill everybody on this planet and come back to me, or else your son might die, or I might just blow this whole planet up and take it. Like, that's still fucked up, but like, at least he gave him an ultimatum. My favorite parts of Super were the slice of life stuff. I was way more interested in what characters were doing day to day than who they were fighting or trying to save the world from. I would say I half agree with you and half disagree with you. There's some slice of life that I'm like, this is low-key peak. This might be more peak than this specific fight. However, there is some slice of life that is just boring as fuck. If you're gonna have slice of life in an action / gag anime, make it at least fun. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the slice of life is fun. I'm not saying it's not, but there are some that I was just asleep on. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't want punch, punch, pew, pew, pew the whole time either, but engaging slice of life, sure. Yamcha's death to Cyberman wasn't his fault. Yamcha's death to a Cyberman wasn't his fault and was integral. How the fuck do you pronounce that word? Oh! Integral. Okay. And was integral to the Z Fighters' overall ability to win both the current and future fights. I agree. Like listen, it's funny to poke fun at Yamcha, but at a certain point it gets kind of old. Yeah, Yamcha just went from this like funny, cringy, having girl problems ass dude to the punching bag of Dragon Ball. I wouldn't say it's Yamcha's fault, however, to counterclaim your argument a little bit, Yamcha shouldn't have let his guard down. Yamcha should have maybe not been on edge that whole time, but as soon as they showed up, no games, okay? No cockiness, no blubber, fluffy, blubby, bluffiness. While Yamcha did get blown up, distracted, he should have stayed locked in. OG is better than Z. I agree. But most Z fans, not Dragon Ball fans as a whole, but Z fans, there's a difference, and I might do a whole video on that. Z fans would highly disagree. In my opinion, there are arcs in Z that are better than OG. Some of the Red Ribbon arc is a little slow. The Fortune Teller Baba one, to me, didn't get good until we saw glimpses of Grandpa Gohan. OG is definitely better than Z, but there are some Z sagas that are better than OG sagas, if that makes sense. Besides Super Saiyan, I would prefer to watch the King Piccolo arc 5 times in a row than the Namek saga 5 times in a row. Cause look, I've tried to rewatch the Namek saga, but the beginning and some of the middle, it drags out. And people be trying to say that the Cell Saga drags. Bias aside, no. Cell Saga might be a little bit longer than the I don't know. The Cell Saga to me seems shorter than the Frieza. To watch at least. Maybe not episodes, but it's like night and day. There is no better looking manga than Dragon Ball. It's the most pleasant to the eye art I've ever seen, and it just stands out so much thanks to Toriyama's signature realistic anatomy, while anime faces that aren't like every other anime. Yeah, Toriyama's designs, RIP to GOAT, are unmatched. Hotter take, Toyotaro is actually a good artist, and I like his depiction of Dragon Ball just as much as Toriyama's. Yep, I said it. Buu Saga is actually my fave. I love how silly and stupid it is. Watch it with edibles, 10 out of 10. No, see, that's the thing. Y'all gotta watch it while high. Then it's not your favorite. It might be your favorite saga to get stoned as fuck to. But personally, if we were ranking saga, Cell Saga, Saiyan Saga, Frieza Saga, Buu Saga. That's my take. It's not the most horrid shit Dragon Ball has spewed out, but it's not my favorite. Oh lord. Faulconer's score is mostly bad, although I'll admit it has some bangers. This is a cold take because a lot of Kikuchi fans will say this, and I would say the same thing if Faulconer fans would say it's the best thing in Dragon Ball. Like, that's also a cold take. So yeah, no, Faulconer has some bangers like we discussed a couple minutes ago. I like the Vegeta theme. I like the Imperfect Cell theme. The Perfect Cell theme, I'll be honest, I like the remix version, but the regular version, I kind of started to gradually dislike it. Because when I first heard the remix, I didn't know it was a remix, even though I feel like it had a remix in the damn title. But then when I heard the original, I was like, this is it. I was like, it's just a Goku is a fan of edging the way he elongates those fights. Okay, moving on. You know damn well Goku don't know nothing about no edging, okay? He ain't even know what a kiss was, which is a little bit bullshit, but we're not gonna talk about that. Before comment number 10 says, he was joking! I know, bitch, shut up. These might not be too much of a hot take, but the writer's fear of taking risks is what keeps it from being undoubtedly the best anime of all time, specifically their fear of character development. There is character development in Dragon Ball, but you know what? Let me keep reading this before I say what I have to say. I think fans would have accepted Gohan being on par of a main character with Goku and Vegeta. It clearly happened in the Cell Saga and we embraced it, but then Gohan took a backseat. Then again during Super Buu. They also struggled to have Vegeta and Goku share the spotlight, consistently showing Vegeta great moments, but then letting Goku overshadow him and have Vegeta take a step back, like with Resurrection F. Also, Goten and Trunks' biologics should have crazy potential and should have had opportunities to show that more, but again, they were afterthoughts and never aged past 11. I mean, they aged in the manga now, but they're technically not really doing shit. Like, there's a little side story with Goten and Trunks now in the manga, but spoilers, but they're not really doing much. They're just fighting bad people at school. Not saying the show should have had 22 main characters, but still they should have explored and developed the main 6 or 7 a lot more. Goku and Vegeta could have still carried the show, but the story is supposed to be about the Z Fighters as a whole, not just Goku with sprinkles of Vegeta. I don't know how many times people gotta tell you this, but Goku is the main fucking character. I'm not saying the main character has to be prevalent all throughout the show, because in Z, he died in the first 5 episodes. I could see some of it, of how they're having trouble developing other characters, but I can name like 4 or 5 characters that have had character development throughout the series. Let's go with Goku. Now, yes, he may be a flat character to some of y'all, and I'm not saying he's this in-depth fucking intelligent. I'm not saying he's all this and that. Goku went from this naive, dumb, monkey, village forest boy to this fighting, maybe not genius, but someone who knows a lot about fighting. In the beginning of Z, he was figuring out who he was because of Raditz, Vegeta, and then him turning Super Saiyan and Namek Saga. That whole era of Goku was him figuring out who he was. Vegeta's development, going from this I want the Dragon Balls, I want to surpass Kakarot, to this family man who is still badass and still wins some fights, especially in the Buu Saga during his final atonement. I know everyone mentions it, but it's probably one of the best Vegeta moments. You got Frieza, like I said at the beginning of the video. Frieza went from this genocide, killing everyone, fucking despising Saiyans, to some of the Saiyan like wanting to fight, rubbing off on him. That's what has happened, because he don't care about blowing up no damn worlds no more. He wants to get stronger and stronger. The Black Frieza shit, Frieza trained for. Okay, Frieza didn't make a wish for immortality. Frieza didn't do no petty, quick cheating shit. Frieza locked in, trained by himself, and unlocked Black Frieza. You know what? Android 17, let's bring him in the mix. Why not? You know, my dude. Shit. He went from this, I kind of just want to kill Goku because 16 wants to, and I'm just trying to have fun ass Android dude, to, you know, fighting Piccolo, getting absorbed by Cell. Then when he got wished back, he changed. He was like, I don't really care about Dr. Giro's rules. I'ma just do my own thing. I'ma have this yacht boat shit. I'ma freaking start a family, you know, even though we've never seen them on screen. Then in the Tournament of Power, he helped them win along with Frieza. Even though we don't see Android 17 a lot after the Cell Saga until the Tournament of Power, that's character development to me. Beast Gohan shouldn't exist. Alright, cut the cameras. We're done. We're done. Oh, hell no. I see that hot take underneath. Hold the fucking phone. Beast Gohan, very nostalgia baity. I can see that. Like, if you say Beast Gohan is nostalgia bait, sure. He fucking unlocks it the same exact way that he unlocked Super Saiyan 2. Okay, the red beam, pew, and boom, and then Android dies. No, Gohan thought Piccolo died. But still, Gamma 2 died, Android 16 died, Piccolo got injured, and Gohan was like, So, is it nostalgia bait? Sure. Is it the worst thing that shouldn't exist? No, I don't agree with that. Perfect Cell just wants to be Frieza, but has none of what made Frieza great. And I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers would agree with this motherfucker. I'm tired of the Cell hate. Like, when has it been a trend to hate on Cell? I've never seen this until recent years. The past like 3, it was probably superhero. It was probably, okay, look. Cell Max is different from the Cell that we know. However, to me, a genocide short evil villain is very common to me. Okay, I'm not saying Frieza's trash or nothing like how I say that. But an evil bug 7-foot skinny creature that eats people and powers up, that's different as fuck. Now, yes, may have Goku, fucking Vegetas, Gohans, and fucking Frieza's and Piccolo's DNA in him. Yes, sure. You know, I might make a separate video on this. You know what? Get this video to like 20 likes if you want me to make a Cell versus Frieza video. I'll do it, and I'll be as unbiased as possible. I'm gonna write all the notes down. I'm gonna take my time with that video because you know, even though I love Cell, y'all can call me a Cell Glazer or Dick Rider if you want to, but I want to make a Cell versus Frieza video, but I want to have it written unbiasedly, so I might need some help with that video. There's no such thing as filler. It's all canon. However, the manga is the manga, the anime is the anime. Two separate canons, both of which are riddled with inconsistencies the longer the series went on. But I hate this being where fans start picking and choosing which episodes of the anime are canonical and which aren't, or get super nitpicky and start debating whether individual lines or of dialogue are or are not, based on whether it's consistent with the manga. I was just about to say that, I swear, pre-read? No, I was just about to say what that person says, the Dragonfly lead. None of the filler in the anime connects, really. Maybe the fake Namek to real Namek one, sure, but Garlic Jr. into the Cell Saga? Where does that fit? Like in my last video, I said that sometimes we need filler, which I still agree with, you know, so that the peak moments can have us really hyped. But some anime just doesn't go. Like the copy Vegeta shit, that did not lead into the Goku Black arc. People can get pretty nitpicky, I'll agree with that. People are not liking Daima, so therefore they think that Daima just isn't canon, which unfortunately it is. Toriyama's spelling his name incorrectly is crazy. But anyway, Toriyama's late work was just rehashing his greatest hits with small pushes in story, always alluding to something cool but never exploring it. So basically Z and Super, which I feel like Taro was mainly working on Super. Like obviously with Toriyama's supervision when he was here, but it was mainly Taro was Super. You could say that with Superhero. You could say that with Daima, even though GT. Arguing about who get the kill against an arc villain is cringe. So basically what I said about Vegeta and Revival of F. Well, I agree to an extent of what you said, but I still stand by, and a lot of fans are still standing by, Vegeta should have got that win. And it's not because Vegeta loses a lot or nothing like that, it's just because Vegeta had that shit in the bag. And then they just swoop, like, no, you thought Gohan should have stayed as a full-time academy instead of a fighter. He doesn't need power-ups. That's definitely a hot take because a lot of people do not like Scholar Gohan. And they think that Chi-Chi is the main reason that Gohan doesn't like fighting. And maybe sure, but a lot of the dub really like push Chi-Chi's nagginess and like, you need to do this and do that. Like, you know, of course Chi-Chi was still saying that, but it wasn't as much. Correct me if I'm wrong. I wouldn't say he doesn't need power-ups, but I will say he doesn't need to keep going through this cycle of being badass, being strong, beating the big bads, and then like slacking off, and then he gets one-shotted by a villain. It's like, oh, I need to train again. It's like Gohan, in my opinion, should be ready to fight when he needs to fight. So like, keep on training. But he can still do his academy stuff. He can still be a scholar and have his wife with, you know, and kid. You know, he can still be a family dude, but a strong one. Dragon Ball Super is easily the worst Dragon Ball series. That is GT. But no, check out my last video, because I addressed that with Daima and GT and all that. Is Dragon Ball Super the best? No. My ranking would be Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Daima. I know that's controversial. Dragon Ball Super, and then Dragon Ball GT. All right, now hear me out. I would say if you think the Dragon Ball Super anime is the worst, I could see you on that. But the manga is a different story to me, okay? Because I've read it, unlike a lot of y'all. I've read it, and I'm not trying to be this manga purist. Oh, I'm a purist because I read the manga. No, I'm not one of them. There's some shit that the manga has done way better, like the Goku Black arc, the Tournament of Power, the Moro and Granola arc, even though some people don't like the Granola one, I liked it. There's some shit that the manga does better than the anime, but I still don't think Super is the worst. Is it the best? No, that's a lie. And if anyone says Super is the best, y'all probably have nostalgia for it because y'all probably grew up with Super, because a lot of there's young Dragon Ball fans now. All right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The dub making Goku more heroic. I mixed erotic and heroic in one word. The dub making Goku more heroic made him more likable. For you, Super should have never removed the bingo dance and Goku giving up in Battle of Gods saga, as they were great character moments for both Goku and Vegeta. Yeah, they should have kept that in. Battle of Gods is Dragon Ball's best movie. Agreed. Daima needed SSJ4 and SSJ3 Vegeta, otherwise no one would have liked it. I agree, but not for me. I'll be honest. I'm not saying Daima is the best Dragon Ball series, because y'all be taking what people say as like something deeper. I just like Daima. I liked it. Some of the parts in the middle were slow. The ending was questionable, but overall, Daima for me is an 8 out of 10. I know some people ranked it 6. Some people rate it 7, some people ranked it a fucking 0. To each their own. Vegeta was cooler than Gogeta in every way. No. People who prefer GT to Super are either lying to You know what? I like you. I don't like some of your takes, but I like you. I like you. Okay. Drunk off nostalgia. Baby isn't a good villain. I low-key gotta rewatch a lot of GT because I watched it in my Dragon Ball Z Kai days when I was first discovering Dragon Ball, so yeah, I gotta go back. The Saiyan Saga is the best written piece of the franchise. Absolutely. Dragon Ball's crazy scaling actually makes it more fun to watch. Sure, but do I want to participate in the power scaling? No, because sometimes it's too much. Like, y'all got that, but me, nope, too much for my brain. Master Roshi's perv jokes aren't funny. I agree. I agree. And it's really hard because it's like, let's say you want to get someone into Dragon Ball, right? But you start from the beginning. You got to get through Master Roshi being a perv. You got to get through certain design choices for black people that don't look right. And I'm not talking about just Mr. Popo. And yeah, and I feel like that whole spiel is a conversation that a lot of Dragon Ball fans are not ready to have. I might do a video on it, but I know it's gonna get a lot of hate because people are gonna be like, oh, you're trying to slander Toriyama, you're trying to cancel him in heaven. Like, I've never heard someone trying to cancel someone who's passed away. Never. All right. And even if he was still alive, no. No one's trying to cancel Toriyama. However, it's not hard to admit that some of his early works would just not age well today, which is why, one, there should not be a Dragon Ball remake, because I don't think we need it. Goku and Trunks versus Zamasu and Goku Black may not be the most maybe the most underrated fight in the franchise. I mean, underrated, yeah, but I just, the ending really screwed it up for me. Super Saiyan Rage really screwed it up for me. Cause it's like, how did he fucking get a spirit bomb in the fucking sword when he never learned the Genki Dama? He never learned it from King Kai. It doesn't like that. You know, he never died. I mean, he did, but he didn't die long enough to make it to King Kai's. So yeah, maybe that could be a headcanon. Maybe when Cell killed him in our timeline, you know, not Cell's timeline, but our timeline, maybe he had enough time to go get to King Kai's planet and he learned the spirit bomb and did it in Super. Headcanon, okay? But realistically, that fight was kind of Mickey. Ultra Instinct Sai is instantly cooler than Super Saiyan 4. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. MUI never you know, we were doing so well, Mr. Disastrous War 458. We were doing so well until that hot take. Mastered Ultra Instinct never should have existed and cheapens UI's appeal. I can see maybe the hair, like maybe you like the black hair more than the random colored hair, because that can get annoying after a while. But no, I feel like regular Ultra Instinct is fine, because it's like it shows that Goku is definitely learning the technique. He just hasn't mastered it yet. I don't know. It makes sense to me. I don't know why, but it makes sense to me. Obviously, he's silver because it represents an angel, because angels usually only have that technique. Like, other people can still learn it, but it's majority an angel's technique. Vegeta's the best character in the franchise. Now that's definitely a hot take. That's Goku. Okay, and no glaze, no dick riding. Cell is black. And as you can see, I said his second form for sure. Because I can say that, okay, because look at me. But nah, I've always said, including my brother, Cell in his second form, that is a black man. Let's have a look at what he looks like, just to remind y'all. Okay, look at this man. It is the lips, okay, because Toriyama always gives the black people the fish lips, okay? He gives every character that he likes fish lips. That low-key looks like a mustache. That could be a fucking mustache. That don't have to be his nose. Or it could be a nose, because, you know, so that could be a fucking high top fade afro, that little crown. Like, he has blue eyes, but some black people have blue eyes. Not a lot, but some people do. I don't know what 17 had in him, but this right here is a black man. I hate the Universe 6 Saiyans. A tingle in your back was such bullshit. Okay, I don't hate the Universe 6 Saiyans. I feel like we should learn more about them, because how, you know, manga spoilers, we didn't go back to Universe 6 in Moro or Granola. But how the fuck are you gonna leave it open-ended? Like Vegeta even fucking says, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna visit y'all someday. He said someday, so maybe after this Black Frieza shit, which might be the last arc, maybe after this Black Frieza shit, they might go to the different universes and explore them, which would be cool as fuck, because that'd be like OG Dragon Ball / Namek Saga. But listen, I like Kaba, even though some of y'all don't. I like Kefla and Kale and all them people. I like that. But the back tingle is bullshit. I'll agree with the back tingle. That's bullshit. I hated that. It takes away the emotion that Super Saiyan has. Goku achieved it from his best friend dying for the second time. It takes away Vegeta's and Gohan's unlocking SSJ. It turns it into like, it shits on it. And I don't like that. Yeah, the back tingle shit is bullshit. But hating the Universe 6 Saiyans, nah, I like them. GT is way better than Super in every way. If you think this, that is nostalgia. Super 17, while he looks good, okay, like I ain't gonna lie. Hey, pause, listen, if you're new to this channel, Super 17 arc, no. Super 17 design, baby arc, I gotta rewatch it. The first arc, Pan was annoying as fuck, saying grandpa in the English. Ooh, my favorite saga is the Garlic Jr. saga. Get out of here. Boo saga, Frieza saga, Cell saga. So basically my order, but in reverse. And there's no Saiyan saga at all. Saiyan saga is criminally underrated. Sure, it may not have mind-blowing transformations, but Saiyan Saga has some of the best storytelling in Dragon Ball. Cooler is better than Frieza. Actually, Cooler is the true best Dragon Ball villain. No, Cooler is cool. Cooler is cool. Cooler is just a more nonchalant, less racist version of Frieza. The only thing Cooler really has is that one transformation with the mask. His second movie is trash. If we're going with Dragon Ball movie villains, Cooler would be up there. But villain in the entire franchise, we have King Piccolo, we got Frieza, Cell, Boo. Cooler is not even top 5 in my opinion. How many more? You hate the Cell Where is this Cell hate coming from? Like, dead ass, where is it coming from? If it's superhero, I hope y'all know that that's a different version of Cell. Like, did we just turn dumb all of a sudden? Dragon Ball has way better fights than all of the series combined. Bruce Faulconer and Metal Music are the only way for me to watch the shows and movies. But you just said Dragon Ball. I assume you mean the 1986 version. Has better fights than all of the series combined. And there's no, I think there was a score change in like the Blue Water dub or some shit. In the Dragon Ball, gotta find that Dragon Ball. Just because y'all experienced that way as childhood doesn't mean that it's the right way and it's the only way. Okay, and I'm not saying Kikuchi is the only way either. Some scenes do not need synths and pianos and guitars and rock guitars every 2 minutes. The Faulconer score doesn't let the show breathe, like I said at the beginning of this video. It's an age thing, I know, but Vegeta and Piccolo's voices are better in Z, not Kai. Kai is not worth watching. Highly disagree, and it's not because I grew up with Kai. I know, like, I'm not one of them nostalgia niggas. I'm not. I've watched all of Z and I've watched all of Kai, and comparing the two, it's like pick your poison. Do you want new voices and less filler? Kai. And you want a very faithful translation to the Japanese version of the manga? Watch Kai. If you want somewhat bad voice acting, because it was kind of sort of their first time doing it for some of the voice actors and not everything was perfect, and you want all the filler and all that, watch Z. Okay, we're gonna speed run this one because it's a lot of them. Dragon Ball Super is pretty good. Yeah. Buu Saga is the best in nope. SSJ4 looks cooler in Dama. Yes. Super over Dama. Maybe. I gotta let that one sit for a little bit, but maybe. Gohan's SSJ2 transformation over Goku's Super Saiyan. Nope. Nope, because in my opinion, there is more weight to Goku's than Gohan's. There's weight to Gohan's, but there's more weight and more backstory for Goku's transformation than Gohan's. My opinion only. Dragon Ball Super Broly over Dragon Ball Z Broly. Hell yeah. Yamcha should be stronger than Master Roshi. Tien should be stronger than Krillin. No. Goten and Trunks going SSJ is more different than Keflin Kale. I think it's pretty equal. I definitely hate the back tingle shit, but I think it's equal. Majin Buu would have more value than Frieza in the Tournament of Power. Yes. I also could argue that Cell would too. But anyway, Super Saiyan 3 is objectively bad after Daima. Yeah. Because no one really uses Super Saiyan 3. And if they do, they use it for like 1 second. They get tired and they're like, okay, on to Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan 2 or whatever. Kibito Kai should be more strong enough. Namek Zenkai are dumb. I don't really think so. Goku Black Arc has a horrible ending. That's not even a hot take. A lot of people agree with that shit. Future Trunks should have stayed in Goku's timeline after Goku Black Arc. A lot of people think that way. I agree. But there's nothing we can do about it now. Super Saiyan Blue should be orange. Maybe? Dragon Ball Z through the Cell Saga is ultra elite storytelling and character development that largely gets undone in the Buu Saga and Super. And you know what? With that, I'm gonna give you an upvote. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this month's Dragon Ball Reddit hot take. I've been recording for 2 hours. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Breathe fire all over that like button. Comment your hot takes down below. If you disagree or agree with a lot of these, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. Everybody's is welcome, even if you disagree with mine. Y'all could drag me in the comments. I don't care. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Peace out.